but go ahead.
Okay. Eons ago, when the world was still new, a mighty beam from another world fell to Arkanon. As it impacted the planet, the earth beneath broke into countless pieces. When the beast finally awoke and regained its strength, it used the elements of this newfound world to create life. Plant life moved and weaved to create Feldondra, the green? The waves of the ocean formed Eldrakis, the blue. Fire and ash created Bonstras and Everstraza, the twins from the clouds. From the clouds, Alteria took flight. In the dark of night, when the moonlight was at its brightest, it created Neltharia. These 6 children would be the acolytes of the Progentior god? With one conquest. Consume the planet. Extoria, drained of life from creating the acolytes, retreated to the southeast. There found the deep forests and beautiful wilds of Algoris. The mighty god burrowed itself deep into the grounds and rested. The land around it began to wither and die. The grasslands rotted and turned to sand. The forest crumbled, and this corruption began to spread. Zedora absorbed the natural life, leaving it a barren desert, and now there's nothing but pages missing.
So as you finish reading that, this is the first 2 pages, and as you get to the end, you can see that there is just chunks and chunks and chunks of this book that have been torn out, pages missing.
Okay.
And he steps back and just kind of like gives you a nod.
What's your name again?
Oh, me? I'm Andoran.
Andoran. Sylvie.
It's nice to properly meet you, Sylvie.
Nice to meet you too, Andoran.
Pip climbs down into your hand. Did you see that thing? And that is where we're going to end it tonight, everybody. Thank you so much. I promise I won't hurt a soul. Not a soul will be hurt.
I am asking you to not kill anyone.
Fine.
My quick reaction is I'm going to grab the book and hold it over the fire.
Do it. Arsene will step towards the prince. A future king doesn't follow a general's orders.
And a prince doesn't listen to a street rat. Come on, Andoran.
I don't want to do this, but folks, this is where we're going to have to end it tonight.
Oh no.
I didn't.
Hello everybody, before this week's episode of the Reckoning of Arkanon begins, we want to give a huge thank you to the amazing people over at Critical Dice for sponsoring this campaign. Along with this partnership with the amazing people over at Critical Dice, we are able to give you 20% off your next order. So if you go to critical.chromaticdice.com, you will be able to get 20% off your order, whether it's dice, whether it's shirts, anything on the website, 20% off. You deserve it. And we ain't done there. Because every Friday, with every new episode of The Reckoning of Arkanon, Critical Dice has allowed us to give away 1 free set of dice every single week. So be sure to be in the chat. Keep an eye out for the secret code word that will appear on the screen. It's going to be huge. You can't miss it. The second you see that code word, type it into the chat and you will go straight into the running to win a free set of dice. And when you enter yourself into the running to win that free set of dice, be sure to join the Discord so that we can get in contact with you if you are lucky enough to win this week's giveaway. One last thing I promise, and then I'm done. Since hitting affiliate status on Twitch, you guys have shown us so much love and we cannot thank you enough for it. We just want to remind you that every sub, every bit, every donation, every bit of kindness that you guys are generous enough to give to us is going straight towards charity. Because here at Chromatic Dice, we want to give back to the community. And with your help, we're doing that. But that's enough from me. I've kept you long enough. Enjoy this week's episode of The Reckoning of Arkanon.
Eve. New Year Eve.
Almost.
Is it New
everyone.
Year yet?
It maybe at some point, but regardless, happy 2022. And the next time you're
Let's go.
watching us, we will be in 2022. So
Hey, 2020 was 2
let's
years
go.
ago.
that was 2 years ago.
Shut
It
up.
was.
Stop.
Oof.
Stop.
Why
But
not
you
bring
know
bad
what?
vibes?
You know what though?
As-
It brought us all together in some way, shape, or form.
True.
Yeah.
It brought all
did.
you guys here in some way, shape, or form. So for that, I gotta say I'm a little thankful for something like that. Okay, looking on the bright side, Odin. But seriously, what we do want to say thank you to everybody, and seriously, happy New Year from all of us here at Chromatic
What?
Dice. Looking on the bright side, and you were like, "Shut up," and I'm like, "Nah, bro, it's okay.
No, it's about the
I got
2020.
you.
It's
I got
okay.
you. I got you." But positivity,
Odin, shush,
positivity
honey.
wins.
Honey, shush.
Just Odin, shut up.
Oh my goodness.
Just stop
gracious.
talking.
So we're gonna jump right
He said.
right back in. We're picking up right where we left off. Agron and Andoran have walked away from the party towards Displau, the town that they've been traveling to. The rest of the party are together, still sitting at that little camp that they had made. Katarina is laying on the ground, now holding her book, weakened after the incident with Agron holding the book over the fire. Arson made a stand against Agron, calling him out, and the two had choice words. Liriope is sitting there trying to comfort Katarina with Sylvie, and that's where we're gonna start. I'd actually like to start with Sylvie and the group there.
Sylvie will just be like looking between Rena and seeing Agron and the prince walking away, and she's gonna look back at the group and be like, "Are you okay? Do we need to go? What's happening? I don't understand."
I do not want to be the reason that everyone breaks up. But this book is everything I have from home.
You're not going anywhere if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But I do not want to risk the rest of you in danger by staying with me. So I do think it is foolish for him to go alone.
You won't be going alone. You'll be going with me and Arson.
No, I'm talking about that one, which is on a point to Agron.
What's Arson doing?
Arson is staring daggers at the back of Agron's head, and he will begin to walk forward.
Agron, up ahead, you're walking with Andoran, and Andoran kind of confronts you and says, "Uncle, what was that?
What was what?
That show of strength you used on your friends.
That girl has been problematic since I met her. And whatever's going on with that book is a threat to all of us. See, simply grabbing the book away from her, it attacked us, and there was something running around the camp. As soon as I grabbed it, I saw it. It's a threat, and I do not trust things that I do not... that people will not explain to me and expect me to take on faith. I've been through too many things to trust simply on faith.
No, but they're your friends. You're all tied together. You all have something in
I
common.
met them in a mountain 2 days ago,
And you've gone this far.
and we will go the rest of the distance on our own if they do not follow. But I will not put you or myself or this mission at risk for the sake of a book and a girl who does not understand her own power.
This isn't right.
What is right, Andoran? What's right?
We look out for each other. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be honorable. It's what you used to say. It's what you used to teach me. Teach your troops. You don't leave anyone behind.
And Agron grabs his head for a second and takes a deep breath. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. Not feeling the best.
Then perhaps we shouldn't be going.
This is something that must be done. And I've been tasked to do it, and I've only failed once, and I don't intend on going back to your father empty-handed. Even if I have to do it alone, I will understand.
Fine.
Now, to be clear, Arson is following along, but at a great distance. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's catching up quickly.
Okay. And to also be clear, technically Arson is hearing this, is he not?
It depends how close I am.
Well, if you're gaining speed and you haven't broken that radius. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he's hearing.
No. Yep.
Would Arson be stealthy about it? Or would he just rush into the conversation?
He is charging.
Yeah, Agron, you can hear footsteps charging behind you. Pip is still in our last episode. Pip was trying to get your attention, Ariapi.
When?
And he called your name once or twice, but then things happened. So he's still like just now tugging on your hair a little bit.
Pip.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey.
What?
I saw him.
Where?
I saw him. He was here.
Where?
He was running around. He was running around. When the big cat guy had the book.
Archon said that he could see something running around.
Yeah.
What must have happened when he touched the book?
No, that was it. That was it. He was running around.
I go back to sit over to Katarina. Agron could see something running around. Do you know what that was about?
I don't see anything.
Pip can see your friend.
Friend?
Pip just waves.
You see him too?
What
Yeah.
friend? Sylvia's just here, confused as heck.
She's so out of the
She
loop.
looked around. She's like, you saw it running around. So I was like, what?
Oh, Sylvie's the last to know. Shit.
Hi. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, he's just been around lately.
He's haunting you, right?
Yeah, I think he is. Yes.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. No.
Why do you say that's not good?
Just
For all I know, it
hunting.
could be one of my ancestors. I don't know.
No, not something like this. No.
Oh, Rena, remember, I've seen him before. You're telling me that's one of your ancestors?
Yeah, it's I'm keeping options open. What do you think it is? She looks at the rat.
I don't know if I don't want to say.
Pip, you're safe.
He's like looking around to see if he sees it.
Do you want to whisper to Rena?
No. I think he's listening.
I'm gonna look around. Is he around?
You're not seeing it. You don't see anything.
He's not here. He doesn't speak freely.
I think it's a dark. It's a dark god.
God?
Like the thing that Odin? The thing that Arson read out for us?
No, not that. No. There's a history in the Lord Barrow used to talk about it in the Second Age. There's some gods that were left over, and like or people that were
it was so filled with magic or evilness or goodness or bad things or good things, and it was just and it looks like that, something like that. It's really dark. I don't like it. And if it's and he's now like hopping over to Katarina, and he's like just like patting her on the face, like, if this thing is haunting you, you got to get rid of it.
I don't know how.
I don't. We gotta find a way, and you got to get rid of it if you can.
Okay. Yeah, get rid of it. How hard can that be?
I don't know.
Thank you for the pep talk. Thank you. I really needed that.
I do my best. Yes.
The
Very
big
negative
dog.
declaration.
I feel like Nakana's like slowly like looking from one shoulder to the other as she looks at Pip.
Oh, Akana's definitely doing that, and Pip is nervous. Yeah, as soon as he's like done like patting your face, and he like looks back and he notices the snake, and he's just like, oh, okay. And he just like hightails, turns, and hops back onto the Ryabee's hand.
Okay, you are so brave.
Thank you.
That was so brave.
Okay, I'm really, I'm a little out of breath. Okay, this is the big snake. I don't like snakes.
I'm so
Ooh.
proud of you.
Thank you so much. That means a
Sylvie,
lot.
you good? You all caught up?
I'm so confused. I'll get there.
And he turns and he looks at Sylvie and goes, oh, I forgot you're still there. There's a bird. There's a bird there. Okay.
Pip.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
hurt you.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey, that's Sylvie.
my blood pressure was already high, and then I looked at the bird.
She's not gonna eat
Okay.
you. You can be scared of the snake, but you don't have to be scared of her.
Okay.
Nakana is not going to do anything. She's precious. She's harmless.
Okay, if you say so. That's fine.
I'm not harmless, but I'm not gonna do anything.
Oh,
She's not gonna hurt you.
I'm a living weapon.
Hey, remember, you were the one that said you wanted to be a monk. She was throwing the peanuts at you.
That's right.
We're friends, bud.
I remember that. I do. I remember that. That
Okay.
happened. Yeah. Yep. You were throwing the peanuts, and I was punching them. And I
You're
remember.
doing so
I remember.
good.
I don't remember
Oh,
everything.
so-
Refocus.
Okay.
As you're talking about a god,
Yeah.
so you don't know how to get rid of it.
No, I don't know. I don't know. How
He's
to
a
get rid of
rat.
that. Yes, I am.
Sylvie's gonna start like she's kind of like hopping from like one foot to the other, and she's like, "This is great and confusing, and you have a friend. Yay, friends! Our friends are that way. Should we get going?"
The book.
Hey,
I'm
Raina,
going
you-
to get up as steadily as I can and walk towards Arson because I know he has that other book.
No, he
My-
handed you the book.
Oh no, she
No,
has
his
the
book, the one with
His-
all the
Oh.
stories.
great. Sylvie's gonna.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, we're off.
I'm
Uh,
caught up now.
Yeah, so we're gonna cutting over to Arson. Agron, you hear footsteps chasing behind you.
Yeah, I'll just turn slowly to face the direction that they're
Yeah,
coming
you
from.
see Arson.
The sound is coming from.
When he's about 30 feet away, he's gonna start like talking to you, pretty much. So he's gonna be, once he catches your attention, you turn around. He's gonna stop, and he's just gonna stand and say, "You know, I've met a man like you before. One that holds great pride in a title." And he's gonna start slowly walking towards you. One that holds pride in having power over others and making them feel weak. One not scared to walk away from those that would defend their lives for them. You are not the only one that has gone through hardships, Agron. You are not the only one that's been betrayed in the past. You're not the only one that has failed. But if you turn your back on me, if you turn your back on these people, how little we know of them, You are a failure. These people have defended their lives for you, and have fought side by side against you. And he will walk directly right up to you. He will stand chest to chest and look up at you. And I would die for them. Whether it's from your hand or someone else's. So why don't you grow up, old man, and learn what friendship is, and leave the military behind.
Are you quite finished?
No answer.
I have lived about 3 of your lifetimes so far. And while I appreciate your passion and sentiment, you also just met me. You may know a few things about me, but to speak against that, I don't know what friendship is, and I don't know what honor is, and I don't know how to lead people and take them to wherever they need to go. Well, that's just silly. That woman back there, that thing that I saw running around the camp, you didn't see it. She may have told you about it, but you didn't see it. Moved faster than I can track. If that gets out of hand, if that gets in the way when you are in the midst of doing something, if that thing decides that we are no longer useful and gets in the way of her plans or plots, I mean, have you seen the way that she's been behaving? I pretend, but it is odd. If it decides that we are no longer useful to her or to it, you think it would hesitate?
Arson's gonna pause for a second and sort of shake his head. Who is talking?
What do you mean?
Your thoughts, I can... Who is talking, Agron?
I am speaking to you.
What is going on?
I'm not quite sure. What do you mean, Arson?
There's a voice. I can't understand it, but...
What voice? Where?
When you spoke to me in my mind, when your eyes went black, I've been hearing everything you thought.
I'm
But
sorry. When I
your
spoke in your
thoughts-
mind? I do not know what you mean. I do not have such an ability. I am
Arson's
a
gonna
ward.
turn and stand in front of the prince.
What are you doing, Arson? You're talking nonsense. Can I insight check him?
Sure.
See if he's playing with me. It's only like a 12.
I don't think he's playing with you.
Yeah. I do not know what you're playing at, but we don't have time for games. We are in enemy territory, and we are about less than an hour's walk from the city walls. We do not have time for this.
This, I don't know what's happening, Agron. But I need to know if you are still with us or if you are going to stay with this headspace of that we're going to betray you or hurt you. None of us have turned our backs against you yet. You
never
have
said I
no-
was turning my backs on you. What I said is that thing that was running around the camp and that is within that book is a threat to all of us.
And we will deal with it when it comes.
Do you know you are a magic user? Where do you pull your strength from?
My magic is not gifted arcane. Mine is in my blood.
Exactly. Your blood is your fuel for your magic. There are other magic users in this world that draw their powers from entities beyond our understanding. And if that's what is happening there, and it behaves like that, it looks like that, I do not trust it. Austin, understand, this is no slight against you or the rest of the group. For you, I would suggest you keep your distance. Because if it, as I said, these things have means beyond our understanding, have plans beyond our understanding. If it decides that you aren't useful or you get too close, do you think it won't hurt you? Hurt Loriope? Hurt Sylvie? Any of them?
I understand you have many years on me. But you are not the only one with experience. Those I feared saved my life. And I have learned everyone deserves trust until proven otherwise.
The book knocked you to the ground. With
The
a shockwave.
book knocked me to the ground.
Yes.
The book, not Katarina.
Yes, and what I'm trying to say is the thing in the book is a threat and it is tethered to her.
And did you see what happened to her when you raised that book over the flames?
Yes, she lost her power, so she derives it from it.
Gentlemen, relax. Relax. Do not waste your strength here in this quarrel. Look, they are right there. They're following us now. Perhaps this conversation should wait for another time. And with that, the girls are within line of sight. You all see each other again.
Then the last thing I'll say before continuing is, whatever happens, whatever that thing does, it will be on you for allowing it to stay within the group. And I'll turn and I'll walk.
Gladly.
I love you, Odin.
Love you, buddy. I'll wait for the girls to
And
catch
so
up.
they all, you guys regroup. Agron, I guess, is a couple paces still ahead.
Everything
Awesome.
okay?
Can I see that book that you showed me earlier? It's a really old one.
Sure. He'll hand her the book. Just be careful with the pages, please.
She'll nod and then kind of stand next to Loriope, and so Pip can see the pages. Do any of these descriptions kind of match what you know?
So as you open the book, Pip is looking down at it. Wow, that's a big book you got there.
Yes. But the description of the story, does it ring a bell for whatever this thing is?
He hops down onto the book and then just starts like,
He's
What?
fine. His feet are clean. He's been on my hat the whole time.
It's also not real.
as he walks on each page, it leaves a little rat footprint that just like fades after a couple of
Just giving Arson a heart attack.
he like hops around and like starts reading everything. He's like, okay, and then he like starts running to flip the pages, and the pages all flip over. And then Katarina, Loriope, Arson, everybody that's standing there watching, like, he continues to do that run after the pages have gone missing.
I knew it.
Okay. Look at that. That's not it. And then he continues, no, that's not.
Pip,
Why?
Pip,
What? I'm busy.
Master Pip, you can read this?
Yeah. You can't?
The pages are blank to us.
No.
But you can read this.
Yeah, I can read it.
What does it say?
You, Master Pip, are an amazing creature.
Well, I thank you very much. I try my hardest, I really do. I try very hard. And I think it doesn't go recognized all the time, so I'm very thankful.
Pip, I'm so proud of you.
Oh my god, I love it so much. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. He continues running through the pages and flipping through them. Specifically for you, they're not just blank. They're not there. Those are torn pages in the book. They're not there.
And they're flipping like naturally when
You're not.
when he
He's
runs across them.
continuing to run, and then he starts reading, but you're not seeing anything there. There's nothing there.
It's like miming a little rap.
Yes, pretty much. That's what he's doing. But then
He's
he's
looking
clearly
out into
reading
space.
something.
Pip, we might need to have a drink later on and talk about what you're reading.
Oh, I appreciate that, but I don't really drink.
That's we can do some research again.
I don't eat either. I just
We can chuck peanuts at you.
Oh, I like punching peanuts. So he continues running through the pages. He's like, no, I stood looking, and then he stops, and he goes, oh, I think this is it right here. This is it. This is the big picture right here. Okay. Okay. So we have here, and he just wipes his eyes a little bit. Anu.
Can I look to Katarina? Is she all good?
Yeah, Katarina's fine right now. She's fine. Anu Khan.
Anu Khan.
Says here he's a dark god. Nightmares. Plagued cities. And was battled Catherine Prestor. I think that's what it says. Is that what it says? I don't know if, did I say that right? Did I read that right? Is that how you spell that name?
Pip, you did amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
That is all for now, okay? We can read and
Okay,
research.
okay,
later.
we're gonna read and research later.
Absolutely.
Okay, oh, that's great. I appreciate that. I after a little reading, I get really tired because my eyes get sore, so I have to stop now.
I completely understand that. That's fine. Go be with Laripi.
Yeah, he turns and stretches and okay, that was a lot for me, and then he hops up onto Lariapi's hand and you okay?
I'm so good. I'm about to chuck my last
I'll grab Katarina's hands and close the book and take it back.
I feel like she's shaking
Yeah.
just slightly. She's kind of stressed. A little more than usual.
Shocker.
Agron and Andorin at the front of the group, you guys find yourselves on the highest hill, and you are overlooking the town.
What do I see?
So as you get to the top of this hill, you've gone off road a little bit. As you look down, you see the town looks normal. The people look like they're moving around normally. But as you look towards the gates, you see Valian troopers. You see a Valian flag waving instead of an Atharis flag. Through the town, you watch as other troopers are walking through the town wearing Valian armor. But the townspeople look like they're fine. The city has not been burnt to the ground.
This is very strange. This is wrong. This is very wrong. This is not Valian at all. What we saw back there at the farm, that's Valia. This looks almost like a peaceful takeover. This is not them.
What do you mean, Uncle?
The Valians are brutal, merciless monsters. They would have razed this city and taken anything good from it and moved on to the next. They would not capture it and hold it. They're more of the scorched earth type. They would have, as I said, what they did at the farm, that's them. This is very...
This is calculated.
This is unlike them. Whatever is going on is...
So what do we do?
Someone new is in charge. What we do is... we need to get into that city and find out who's in charge. Because from what we were told, they executed the leaders. They executed the leaders of the former government. And the next step would have been burning the town. They break the will of the town, then they destroy it. They don't keep it. So we need to get inside.
Give me an investigation check.
Yep. 15 plus 2, 17.
So what you're seeing here, you see 3 vantage points of getting in. First is just going through the front gates. Obviously, that would be an all-out brawl. The second you see is going in through the sewer, which would bring you right into the center where there's a well. You can come up through the well.
Mm.
And the third would be there's a breach in the gate towards the north of the city.
How guarded is
It's
it?
pretty much you can climb right in. But you would have to stealth through the town to get all the way through town to get to the center again.
We either risk an all-out fight, go for the front gates, which I do not advise.
No, I agree.
We either go through the sewers and come up through the well, but it would put us probably near the center of the city, but it would leave us at quite a disadvantage climbing up that well and being underground. And the medium road is to go through that breach and make our way through the town unseen. Regardless, it'll have dangers attached to it. We don't know what's in the sewers.
Uncle, I think we should talk with the whole team and make a decision collectively. What say you?
Understood.
Okay.
The rest of the team is approaching at this point, a couple paces back. And you see standing on the hill is Andorin and Agron standing together, looking down at this town.
Sylvie will get a little pep in her step and run up next to him.
Sylvie, you see the same thing that I described. It is a town that is alive, and there's just troopers walking around wearing Valiant armor and Valiant garb.
Why did they set fire to the farm, but not here?
That is, and I guess it is rest of the group.
Yes, the whole rest, everybody's there. You're all together again.
This is what I was just telling Andrin. This is wrong. This is not the way that Valiants do war. They burn it like they did the farm. This they've taken over. We have 3 ways of getting into the city. We charge the front gates, all-out battle, fight, which I do not advise. We go through the sewers, or we climb that breach in the wall over there.
Sylvie, what do you think?
Well, did we want to do the split up plan like before and do sewers and breach, or do we want to stick all together? Only 3 of us can turn invisible, and then us 3 can't.
You know, there is another alternative. I mean, if Uncle and I went in through one of the other 2 ways, the rest of you should be able to pass through the main gates. They don't know who you are at all.
This is true.
Especially that, I mean, 3 of you can turn invisible, right? Isn't that what you said?
It's the 2 of us who
You draw attention.
are going to draw attention regardless.
If Sylvie wants to come with us, my stealth spell would cover her as well.
I'll
I
go
have
with-
a way
And-
to make us all invisible, but I wasn't sure if you want to hear it, given I'm such a risk.
Agron doesn't acknowledge her. Lariah, his eyes literally just glance over, over her where she was, like she's not there, and goes to Lariah. If the group of you think you can get into the city, and Andrin and I can find our own way in, we can meet at the town hall.
What do we say when we enter the city? We're visiting. We live here.
They'll know if you live there or not.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I look
We-
pretty different than most. They would know if I lived there.
No, there's a lot of unknowns, but you could simply say you're mercenaries. They've always been one to take on sellswords, and would not turn you away.
Craig,
Yes.
thinking back to the farm, the orcs, did dust leave their
Not at all.
face? Interesting.
Uncle, we need to make a decision.
The group is going to go, I believe, through the front gates, and you and I will use the breach to get into the city.
Okay.
That's what I suggest. Unless you prefer the sewers, if you don't want to go through the front door, Arson.
Arson just looks done with Agron. Why don't we let a future king decide? General.
Because he's not in charge of this mission, I am.
However, will he learn?
By watching?
And listening to someone who may know more about these things than them.
Okay. If that's what we can all agree on, let's put it into action. You guys go through the front, and we'll go through the breach
And where are we meeting?
in the center.
Yeah, I think town
Yeah.
hall is what we.
Town hall's in the center.
Okay.
We ready?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you guys want to
Okay.
do before you split up for this mission? So if you got something to say, if you guys got something to say, now's the time.
Do it.
Oh
Your
no.
This
Do
is
it.
this is a group
So-
split.
Yeah, as we split, I'm gonna so far as to not let him notice, I'm gonna cast my blessing of the trickster over the prince.
Okay.
It gives him advantage on stealth checks for an hour.
Awesome.
Nice.
Our Agron will start to walk away, and then he'll stop, and just and he'll turn slowly, and he'll look at Rena right in the face, and he'll say, "I may have my reservations about whatever is going on with you, but Arson trusts you, and he cares for you. And regardless of our squabbles of late, I do trust his opinion of people and his judgment of character. That being said, if whatever you got going on puts any of them in danger, the book will not be the only thing in danger." And then he'll turn to walk away.
That sounds like a threat if I've ever heard one.
No, it's a promise.
Guys, they're so dramatic.
And Agron
And I'll turn to walk.
Andoran walk away. And Andoran just kind of looks at all of you again, just very much torn, and you can see he's visibly emotional. And then he turns and follows his uncle.
It's gonna be like, before he turns, let's be like, Andrin, keep your fists up. Don't get hit so much.
And he just like kind of nods approvingly and turns and walks away. And then we're left with this the 4 of you, or 5 including Pip, or 6 including the friend. And I'd like to know what you guys are doing.
Everyone ready?
Does anyone have experience being a sellsword? I only worked on ships.
I would imagine we don't need papers. Usually, like, I feel like mercenaries don't really, like, have credentials.
A reputation precedes
Here's
it.
my
Yeah.
resume. I've raised these towns. I've blown up these buildings.
Everybody get a
Well,
perception check.
Hi.
Everyone?
That's not necessary.
Well, you guys.
I say work.
17.
Okay, great.
23.
Good.
13.
Yeah. So all of you see as the main town's gates open up, and a little caravan comes in. It's a Valiant caravan.
Guess we should definitely like eat.
Do we just want to do that?
Well, we always have the sewers as a backup. So, I'll follow if anyone wants to.
All right. So you guys all
Oh,
take
yeah.
off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You guys get down into the front of the gates, and the gates are still open, and there's more people coming in and coming out. They do not look like they're being held hostage. They do not look like they're being held at bay. Although they do look a little fearful of some of the guards. You know, they're definitely like just being quiet, standing, watching from a distance, trying to keep their distance as best they can. The guards are wearing armor that is very nicely made, well made. The weapons that they brandish are well-made weapons. The banners,
I'm going to cover the dagger as I'm walking in.
the
Sylvie's
banners
gonna...
that wave are not painted. The banners that wave are woven.
Oh, I got it.
Woo!
What does that mean?
Well, yeah. Well, as we approach and I see the Valiant guards, I'll cover the Valiant dagger that I have
It's not Valiant.
on my side.
It's not Valiant.
A Valiant assassin was using it. Just in case. I'm nervous, Sylvie.
Oh, I thought they specifically weren't Valiant, and that's what was
It was
confusing
something
about
like
them.
that. Like we thought they were Valiant, but they weren't explicitly Valiant.
They weren't a Valiant mage.
Yeah, the daggers weren't.
Right.
They're
Sylvie's
not,
just
yeah.
gonna make sure she's covered.
Okay. And so snapping over to the same thing with Agron and Andrew, and as you guys are moving towards the entry of the breach, as you look up, you see the same thing. And Agron, you look at those banners that they are waving, the banners that are on the buildings. They're woven. They're not painted.
This someone is helping them. Some other country is helping them. This is not them. This is not them at all.
Who could it be?
I have an idea.
Uncle, do you understand what
But
you're saying?
Yes, I do.
He gets like really close, and he's like,
You mean to say that someone is financing a war?
I would think so.
Oh, that's very troubling. We'll have to be extra vigilant now.
Yes. Yes, we will. And I'm gonna climb in
Andrew follows.
to the city. Yeah.
Okay, so then back at the front of the gates, you guys are going in. How would you like to go in?
I just want to try and blend like with the people walking around and like keep quiet, like they are.
So go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Sure.
Is it like a mix bit of cultures? Are there elves?
Yeah, like what's the kind of people we're walking
Yeah,
around?
great question. So it is very mixed cultures because pretty much everything in the Theros is incredibly diverse. So the people, the townsfolk, are all incredibly diverse. Very different types of people from different walks of life, which is absolutely evident just from what you're looking at.
21.
21. Okay. That's you. Stealthy. Sylvie is stealth. The rest, are you guys rolling stealth or are you going to use your invisibility?
If we need to start rolling stealth now, I'll just cast Path Without a Trace.
If you'd like to, well, yeah, now you would be stealthing into the city. You're going through the gates right now.
Yeah, I'll cast it now.
Okay, yeah, you guys are passing without a trace.
31.
Perfect.
Love that
So
spell.
stealth checks from all of us, I'm assuming.
But pass without a trace doesn't that give something to stealth?
It's a plus 10.
Plus 10.
Plus 10 to stealth.
It's a plus
yeah,
10.
so go.
Still
Everybody
gotta
roll
roll.
for stealth.
18.
17.
37.
Yeah, you guys are all fundamentally, you're all stealthed. But there is one thing you notice though, is as you're walking through, the Valiant people are almost all similar in their diversity. They're either human, orc, or dwarves. And they do not look young. They look aged.
Do I recognize, through reading stories, all that, do I recognize those banners at all?
Give me a history check.
Come on. Natural 20.
Hey!
You
Plus 1. So 21
know for
total.
a fact you've
to
never
give you
seen
that.
them before.
Damn it.
At
What a
least
waste.
You know for sure.
It's not.
I've definitely never seen that before.
As you guys continue moving forward, you move through the town. I would imagine briskly. Okay.
I feel like trying to keep.
I'm
with the crowd.
just casual stroll.
But
I'm casual
you know,
stroll.
moving through the crowd, a little Assassin's Creed action going on.
Yeah.
And as you move through, Katarina, you hear a whisper in your ear. It says, "You gotta keep your eyes open for this one."
Is this one?
Oh yeah. And as you guys continue forward, and you look ahead, you make it close to the town square. You see up at the town hall, two people are standing there shaking hands just outside the entrance. One of them with a carriage right next to him, about to get inside the carriage. They're shaking the hands with one person who's wearing Valiant armor, and the other person, who Laripe recognizes instantly.
Knew it.
You see Lord
Knew it.
Silarlor standing there, shaking hands with the Valiant. He gets into his carriage, and the carriage rider begins to trot them away.
Oh,
D-
oh
am I
my
near- are we
god.
near the town square?
No.
You-
no,
you-
Greg.
We are not near town square. They would have beat us first.
All right.
We're making our way
Damn it.
through the housing district.
I'm gonna roll for something really fast.
So
what was
many
the name of the
secrets.
guy? The Lord?
Lord
Um,
Lord.
You would
I'll put
technically
it
you
in
wouldn't
chat.
know.
I wouldn't know, but I want it for my notes.
I'll put-
Well,
I'll put
actually,
it in
no. Katarina might know. We'll have to look at that in a little bit. Oh, was that a nat 20?
All right.
Uh-oh.
Well, I did what Odin did, and I rolled the evens or odds to make a decision.
What did you do?
And the prince, like,
It always ends well.
if the prince is talking to him, there's kind of like a ringing in his
In
ears.
the prince's ears?
In
Oh,
my
okay.
ears. In my ears. There's like a ringing in my ears. And it's like, I feel like it, I don't know if the prince sees it or not, but being possibly this close to the man that murdered him, Agron's gonna step out into the street
Huh?
and
Murdered?
he's gonna go For thrill! And that's it.
Oh, and that's where we're ending tonight, folks. What? All right. Everybody have a good night. Remember, we're going to big shout out to our sponsor, Critical Dice. We love them. We love being able to do all this D&D stuff with them. So you're going to want to go to critical.chromaticdice.com. And, they got a bunch of dice. They got beautiful dice. They got beautiful T-shirts. Awesome stuff. We really do appreciate them supporting this, us and this show. You shout out to them. Guys, last 5 seconds. 5. Get in the chat. Get the keyword in right now for the dice giveaway. 5, 4, 3. Somebody's winning right now.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. And
Happy New Year.
this game is now off the rails. Happy New Year. See you in 2022.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Love, love, love.
Bye.
Alec, I'm gonna